Okay, teachers and students, let's go through another iPad training session here. Today we're going to be reviewing some of the key ideas related to how to use self-service and to get that set up and fixed on your device, and then a few other things that we think are really important to go over, specifically related to getting your Shobi parent codes delivered and distributed to your parents, as well as removing push notifications and discussing something that really sounds simple but actually is a big deal, and that is how to send an appropriate email to your teacher if you need help on something. So we're going to start here with the push notification. So what I need everybody to do here is, if you look at your settings app, what you can do is, if you click on notifications here over on the left, and you see where that is on the left, you will see that you have a number of notifications that are probably set up for your device. Now, as you go through this, I want to tell you just really quickly about the way that these different things work. A badge will show up as a number on the side, kind of like a little red dot, and let's see if I have any that are sitting here. Like, there we go. So my App Store right here has a badge of 24. That's what a badge would be. Then we have banners. Banners are what would pop down from the top of the screen, as I'm kind of doing here, and it would do this at any point in time during the day. Now, the key that I want you to think about is, and I'm going to explain a little bit of the why with this as well. Let's imagine that you were in the middle of science class. You're working on something in your group, and then down pops this banner notification that tells you that your math homework was graded. What is your instant instinct for this? It's to switch out of this app, go into that math homework, which would be a little bit distracting. So what we would like everybody to do is to remove all of the banner notifications that you have. So the ones that I'm really thinking about here would be something like Shobi. So within Shobi, most of you typically are going to have a banner that's going to come down. So in order for you to switch that, so let's see, we can come down here, and you could just shut off all notifications, which I wouldn't be totally opposed to. However, I think that the one thing you probably could do is get rid of this alert style when unlocked, take it away from being an alert, which would actually pop up right in the front of your screen and make you respond to it, or the banner, which, as I mentioned, is the thing that kind of comes down from the top like this. And we're going to switch that over to none. Okay? So this is going to do now is, if somebody does grade something in Shobi, and it's something that you really should go and see, it's not going to interrupt you in the middle of some other task, but instead it would just show up here. And let's say that you're in Shobi, it would show up there at the bottom, right on the corner of Shobi, kind of like the red that we already looked at here with the App Store. So it might say, oh, you have something you need to look at. That's a better approach to take. But what we would like you to do is to go through and to remove all, and I repeat, all of the banner notifications that you have on here. So if you have a banner notification that exists for, I don't even know what app to say at this point in time, but let's say you have it for Shobi or for Notability or for whatever else, we want you to get rid of those. And again, the key is distraction. And one of the things that you need to understand here too is, if you're distracted and you're trying to multitask, you're not doing anything well. So we want you to be able to focus on what you need to focus on during your academic learning sessions and in your classroom. And then whenever it's time to transition out and you're doing something else, or you have a few minutes at the beginning of a new class, that's when you can go back and check Shobi. That's when you can go back and check your email, but not in the middle of class where it's going to be a distraction to something else. So that is task 1 for today. Task 2, we want you to set up an email app. So if you look here in the bottom left here, I have what is called the Gmail app. That Gmail app is available in self-service, and let's see if I can find where. Oh, look at that! I'm getting this send you notifications. I'm going to push don't allow because I don't want to have all these notifications all the time. But this is in self-service, and we're going to come back to the self-service issue here at the end, so don't worry, I'm not skipping that. But if you look under, I believe it's applications for most people, we have the Gmail email from Google app. The reason that I'm suggesting that we use this one this year instead of the other is the way that it allows you to filter messages pretty quickly and pretty easily. I'll show you on mine here in a second. But nonetheless, so if we open up this Gmail app, and I'm going to switch my settings here. I'm going to go to my student account. Might have to block out that one little section there. Okay, so I cleared out all the email out of this one. So here's what we can do. Like, let's say that we have an email, and I'm just going to send myself an email. Let's see. So we'll say test. And then in the top right, I have my little paper airplane. That's how we send it. So you can see that our writing is going to come from up here. And the thing that's really nice about this app is you can tap and then you can choose how you want to file it. Now the problem is I don't have any of these labels that are created here. I could theoretically come in and move this. Let's see, I'm going to apply a label and notes. I have notes as one, so then I applied it to that label. And again, let's go through this one more time. Let's see. We'll call this one test 2. Again, look in the top right, there's our paper airplane. If I wanted to attach a photo or something like that, I could click here to do that as well. I'm going to click on the paper airplane. I have my message that just showed up in my inbox. If I would like to send this and to organize it, if I tap on the box right there, I can then come up here into the corner, tap on the down arrow, and I can put these in different locations. So for me, I want to label this again, and if I wanted to label this, I can put this into different places. I'm going to put it into my notes, push apply, and now I'm good to go. So you can see that's a really quick and easy way, and you could actually do this with a lot of different things. So one thing that will probably help you with later on is establishing some labels that you can use on your home computer. Now, let's say that I want to email my teacher here, and I'll email my professional account here, and I need help. I'm going to be honest with you. I think this is an area where a lot of us are a little bit deficient. In other words, we need some help because the methods that we're using really aren't ideal. So here's what I've seen many times. So it'll say something like this. And then the person will push send. So while to a degree you're at least giving me a little bit of information, this isn't really an appropriate email to send. It isn't an appropriate email for a lot of different reasons. Number one, you didn't really spell check here. Number two, we don't have any grammar there. And number three, it's not descriptive. 4, it doesn't have any manners to it, I guess you would say, and I don't want to sound silly and old-fashioned, but I do think that when you're writing and you're sending things electronically, one of the things that's really hard to send with you is emotion, and it's really hard to get the right emotional sense across to whoever it is you're emailing. So I think it's really important for everybody here to consider that as they're sending these emails. So it might be a good decision to, instead of saying this, so let's put it, I'm going to rechange this, and I want you to tell me what you think about the differences. Okay, so, dear Mr. Wilson, I ran into a challenge with self-service in that it is not fully downloaded and I am not able to use it. Would you please let me know how I can fix this? Thanks for your help. Okay, so if we think about the difference between writing whelp, W-H-E-L-P, and then self-service not working, to this, there are a lot of differences. Number one, it's pretty clear what you need help with up in the title, and it also looks a little bit better because it's more correctly spelled. Number two, you have an introduction or a greeting here, so Dear Mr. Wilson, which is a little bit more professional and kinder and a better way to do this. Number three, you actually describe the situation. So it is not fully downloaded, I'm not able to use it, which is something that we're really looking for. And then 4, you're asking for something. So it's not just stating self-service isn't working, it's saying, would you please let me know how to fix this? So I can respond back to you, sure, come in during Panther time today, and I can help you with this. Have a great day, something to that effect. Also here, ending with thanks for your help is a kind way to do things because it's a lot more mannerly, it's a lot more appropriate. And while many of you, I'm sure, are sitting there thinking to yourselves, all right, Mr. Wilson, grow up, this is not important. The reality is that it is important because every time that you send something electronically, you're showing who you are as a person. And while it is nice to be really quick and easy and just send those 6 words saying self-service isn't working, I don't know if that was 6, that was just a guess, but while that's nice and quick for you, by taking the extra 30 seconds to type this in, you come across as a lot more professional And I think that when teachers receive those emails, they're going to be much more receptive to it in a positive manner. So that's what I would suggest in terms of sending your emails in the right fashion. Now, in terms of waiting for a response, let's be very clear with this up front. If you send an email after school, you should not expect that a teacher, after the school day is over, to respond to you right away. Sometimes they may, sometimes they may not. And that's totally up to them in terms of what's going on. And for many teachers, it will change based upon the day and based upon what they have going on in their own lives outside of school. But one of the things that's nice about sending a teacher an email if you need help is that they know what to expect the next day when you come in, and they might be able to plan for something maybe in the morning or at the beginning of class, but so that they know what it is that you're struggling with or you need help with. So I would say it's a pretty good way of sharing what it is that you need help with overall. In doing so, if you send the email the right way, in a positive and mannerly manner. Okay, on to our last couple of things here. First off, let's look at Shobi here and how we can get to parent codes. And also, teachers, I'll also share with you how you can fix some of the Shobi issues that we've been having related to students being blocked for some unknown reason. So first on to the students. So if we click on Shobi, and I am going to be logged in here. There we go, I've got too many notifications apparently. If we click on the Shobi here and we log in with our student's ID, this is a very simple process to find out what their parent code is. Now, really quickly to give the background, what parent codes do is it enables a parent to see what their child has turned in and to see whatever feedback has been given back on the assignments. Parents cannot manipulate anything. They cannot change assignments. They cannot do anything to that nature. They can only see what their child has done. We are requiring that students share this information with their parents, and just so you know, we're also going to be emailing parents to let them know that they have the right to see this and how they can get their passwords as well. So it's really important here that you share this with your parents. But here, if we go up in the top left, I'm going to click on my name, and then it tells me my little information here. And the other thing here that's really important is, oops, don't mean to move that around, it says your parent code is. So all that you have to do for your parent, if they are to create an account at Shobi, so they go to shobi.com, choose that they are a parent, when they type in PFJ2U9, that would give them the parent code for my specific Shobi account. So that would mean that they could oversee what I'm doing in this. Okay, now don't try to do it. I'm actually going to get that removed here soon now that I shared that out. But nonetheless, you get the idea here that, that this is what you do. So literally all you have to do for your parent, click on your name here in the app, go to your parent code is, let them know that when they create an account, they can join with it. And this is something that students, I think you should be able to help your parents with pretty quickly and pretty easily. So I'm going to actually now switch my accounts here. I'm going to turn this off for 1 second. Okay, so teachers, let's imagine now that you have some kids that for some reason they can't join your class and you haven't really figured out why. Here's what you can do. I'm going to open up a class, and then I'm going to come up here and I'm going to click on the wrench and then class members. And one of the things that you will notice is that we have show blocked right here. Okay, for some reason some kids are getting blocked. So if you click on show blocked and then you scroll to the bottom, you will find that there are certain kids who have been blocked out of this course. It may be because they decided to block themselves out, which is the case that I have in my class, or it may be because you decided to. Nonetheless, if you click on one of the students here, and I'm going to click on one that is blocked, you can then go to the bottom and select unblock student. By doing this, you will enable the student to join your class again and actually be able to take part. There's nothing the students can really do on this end. It really comes down to the teacher fixing this from their side. So if you need help with this, please send me an email. I'd be happy to help out. So that's that. And then our final thing for today, and this is going to be very quick as well, is self-service. Right here we have self-service. Self-service, for some reason, in some cases, has not been fully loaded. So it will be stuck in the waiting stage, and I don't have a picture to share with you, so I'm sorry for that. But if that is one of your students, or if self-service is not working for whatever reason, here are the 2 steps that we are going to take. Number 1, we are going to delete self-service. Okay? So hold it in, tap on the X, push delete. I'm not going to put it through right now. Hope you understand why. And second, you can force shut down the app, or excuse me, do the hard reset of the iPad itself. That would be holding in the home button on the front and the top power button for about 10 to 12 seconds. At the end of that time, the device shuts down fully, and then it is able to be rebooted. Doing those two things seems to help to make it so that self-service will come back within a day. If you need it immediately and you don't have the time to wait and you need it today, right now, you can go down during Panther time today if you were at 4 Couch and you are able to get that fixed at that point in time. That's something you can do. In the future, whether it be at Boyce or at 4 Couch or wherever else, we will have designated times. At Boyce, for the first 2 weeks of the iPad rollout, there will be the availability of help in room 18 during Pride time at the end of the day. And at 4 Couch, there will be various help during the day, between period 7 and Panther time. So really briefly here to wrap up today, the various things we talked about and what kids need to work on, and you will have a checklist for this, is number 1 in the Settings app, how to fix your notifications. Number 2, downloading the Gmail app and using this to write appropriate emails for help to teachers. And really what we probably should do is have all the kids send one email to their homeroom teacher just to practice this so that everybody's on the same page. Number 3, parent codes for students in Shobi, as well as how to unblock students in Shobi in case that happened for some odd reason. And then finally, self-service and how to fix this. So if there are any questions about this, parents, teachers, or students, please let me know. But to everybody out there, have a great day.